Today, we're talking about the 2-chord. Subdominant function, the 2-chord. Bach, Mozart, they were doing this way before anyone else. Replacing the 4-chord with the 2-chord. So in jazz, we hear 2-5-7 all the time. That is a very nice replacement of the 4-chord. The Beatles did that all the time. They would put 2 in instead of 4, and it was just that extra little color, and everybody loved their music and couldn't figure out why. What is it? Why do you choose these chords? Well, they knew that basic idea of theory and used that very well. So this is why jazz caught on so much. It was such a great music for many, many years in this country. And so a lot of people still love it, and I certainly do. And that's one of the replacements that comes from classical music, and then you can expand on it. It is a subdominant function. So we're going to look real quick at the overhead at what I just did, so you can see how I was applying the different parts of the subdominant functions to the D minor. This will be our 2-chord today. Okay, so now that we have that done, let's look at possibilities for some voicings. We can play D, and then I could have F, A, C, E. That's an F major 7. But if I play it over D, it's a D minor 9. 3, 5, 7, and 9. So this is a great sounding D minor right there. Now you'll notice there's an A minor in there. I can get this to be a D minor 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 by putting A minor in there. It's nice sounding, it's open. If I play the F, it really fills it out. Here, this is a D minor triad and a C triad. That's a Pink Floyd song. I'm not going to tell you the name of it. You should go find it. Really cool. When you hear that sound, you'll know, oh, there it is. That's the one. That's Dorian. That's a great use of it. Now, that's what Miles Davis was doing, not that, but similar. Miles was playing in his solo on So What? He was just outlining a C triad with his trumpet while the rhythm section was playing D Dorian. So again, we see the tonic of the key being superimposed over the 2-chord, but it's working because this is all what we call the upper structure of the chord. So yes, this is a C triad. That's a nice shortcut to getting to a good sound for Dorian, but it's also a good sound for a subdominant aspect. And so we want to use both terms, Dorian and subdominant. But it's also referred to as playing on the upper structure. And let's figure out why that's upper structure so we know what we're talking about. This is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. There's our C triad. And that is the 7, the 9, and the 11 of D minor. And this is then the upper structure of a D minor 7. So it's the upper part of it. You could have the A, that would also be up there from the 5th, and that would be your A minor. But this C triad starts with 7, 9, and 11. And remember, everything's relating back to D minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I could play this and a C triad in my right hand. Now I went to A there, I could play A minor. I'm playing with my hands sideways so you can see everything. So please don't play like that. But technique somewhere else, but for today I'm just trying to show you what I'm doing. You want a good hand position. And it's certainly easier to play that way, but you can't necessarily see what I'm doing. So now I'm combining the C triad and the A minor triad, and I'm going to combine the F triad. What I did there was very clear. There's my F major 7, root on the top, C triad, A minor triad. And so all of these things I'm superimposing over the 2 chord, the D minor. These are Dorian sounds. This is Dorian because it's going to stay in the key of C. We never touched a B flat. We never touched anything outside of the key of C. That's Dorian. Now there are certain notes that would make it more Dorian, but that's coming soon in another video. But today, we're trying to combine all of our tonic functions. I'm sorry, that was a trick. All of our subdominant functions. And again, they are related to the tonic functions. They're the same ones if you're in the key of F, as we said in an earlier video. But for now, we have the F, and we can play the triads. So then I could go to C, A minor, this is again why we practice our triads. But the nice thing about that is we haven't hit it yet, but again, because A minor works, C major works. And because C major works and A minor, it gives us not just the C scale, it also gives us the C pentatonic. There's a Dorian note. And I just hesitated because I bet you could hear it. I wanted you to hear it before I played it. That was our resolution. We landed on 2, so we literally resolved to Dorian sounds. We didn't resolve to C. If we were going to use this going to C, we could go back and forth between D and C. But it doesn't sound like it's landing there like 4-1 does. So that's why I'm not using that example necessarily. There would be more involved playing to get that to work, but that C sounds like it should go back to D minor. That moves more into the realm of composing in the Dorian mode, which we're not talking about. So D minor goes really well to the 5 chord because it replaces the subdominant. So the standard progression is 1, 4, 5. 1. And when we use our replacements or our function chords, then we can go 1 and we're going to go to D minor, 5. So there's only 1 note difference in that setting. Here's 4, here's D minor, and then 5. We could go this way. And there's all all kinds of possibilities. And then you start adding the extra voicings and notes. Back to the tonic. A little bit more to go on subdominant functions. That's it for today. See you next time.